Geek Dad Life presents Toy Geeks, a live toy talk show. Tonight we're going to talk about McFarlane finally giving us that classic style Dick Grayson Robin. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to, let me see if I can do it, Geek Dad Life. I am not Jay, but I am Craig Goldberg. I normally host Toy Anxiety. You maybe saw me over there a time or two. Maybe you saw me doing it, something with Yes Have Some podcast. But tonight I'm filling in for Jay, and we're going to try to make sure that this whole place doesn't fall apart at the seams. And joining me, as always, or for the first time ever, is my co-host for tonight, John. What's up, man?
How's it going? This is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be great.
Yeah, this is going to be great. Like, why? The fact that Jay made this mistake to just turn loose. You know, I mean, I think Ryan's going to come on in a little bit. We'll talk about Dick Grayson, and God knows that's going to to be fun. So
as soon as that Dick Grayson's uttered, Ryan gets the Dick Grayson signal up there.
It does. There's a literally a Dick Grayson signal that comes from the White House to Vancouver. It crosses the entire continent. It's amazing. Oh man, we are going to have some fun tonight. I appreciate the Geek Dad Life world letting me in here to do a little guest hosting. We've been able to do a lot of stuff with you guys, so yeah, this is fun. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, this is a lot of fun. This is almost for anybody who doesn't know. I knew Craig before I knew Jay.
Isn't that crazy?
This is like the world that almost was.
Yeah, let's get into that. Well, let's go say hi to the chat here in a second, and then let's give a little bit of background about how our paths crossed literally a lifetime ago. It's so long ago that I only...
It's hard to remember.
I remember it because you're telling me it happened, but I'm like, I remember it, but it was just an unbelievably long time ago. But we're going to get to it. We're going to go ahead and say hi to the chat. Lots of people already joining. And I will tell everybody, make sure you smash that like button. Hit the like button. Get these likes up tonight. Leave a comment. Interact in the chat. Let's make Jay question himself and make this the most successful episode of Geek Dad Life ever. Let's do that. And then I should say there's no After Dark tonight. So no Patreon after show. Just so this is it. But we're gonna have some fun. So let me go ahead and say hi to the chat. See who's here. Bearded toy guy. Odin is here. Justin Mohan, Abigail Gardner. I know her, hanging out in the chat. Alpha Mangus, Comics 1017. David is here. Larry's Geeky World. Joey Curiel. Dolphin 1972100. I feel like that's like the name YouTube gave him, and he's like, I'm sticking with it. All these new names. Pop actors here. Riley Bob, Derek Hoover, Gray Fox 00700, Cardboard Galaxy, Captain KO23, Toy Connection, Scott Baker, Rick Shattered Glass Jazz. Thank you. It's funny, on our channel, I'm starting to know all the names, but these are all new to me. Lucy Johnny, Angry Elf, Brian Brink, the man with the graph is here. Space Cowboy, All Music Fan 88, Nolan, Mega Man, Blade, Flash is here, Silver K, Andrews, Gades Toys, saw him on Toy Anxiety last week, Comics 1017, Sean's Toy Room, Nolan, Matthew Daughter. Listen, there's so many people here. I don't think I can go on and on. I can't do it. Jay was like giving me strict rules. He's like, you got 2 minutes to get through the names. I'm like, all right, we're done. But we're so happy everybody's here.
You're going to get 20 and so on and so on.
And so I'm going to start going and so on at the beginning. Oh, I guess I gave Nolan a double shout out. So congrats, Nolan. You should join the channel for a double shout out. Come on. So John, let's get into it. So our paths crossed a long time ago. Once, we're based in Atlanta, Georgia, but there was a very brief, a brief snapshot in time where Abigail and myself moved to Raleigh, North Carolina, like early 2011 is when we moved there, and we were out by like mid 2012. So in that small glimpse of time where I literally met barely any people, we crossed paths. Now, do
Mhm.
you recall how this happened?
Vaguely, and I showed up at the same time. Like I moved to North Carolina in April of 2011,
Okay,
so
cool.
it was just that perfect timing. But I think it must have been like a Craigslist something where I think I might have listed a Ghostbusters firehouse.
That sounds like something I would probably be looking for at the time and anytime. Okay. Like a
Um,
Craigslist, right? You said?
yeah, it was without a doubt it was a Craigslist thing.
Okay.
That's what kicked it off.
Okay.
And we just kept in contact because I remember you saying like you hadn't known anybody. I didn't know anybody yet. We exchanged emails outside of the randomized Craigslist emails.
Right, right. Oh, yeah.
And I remember going to another Craigslist deal
Okay.
where a woman had posted a collection of turtles and
Yes.
Power Rangers.
Yes.
And I went and I checked it out, and it was in Cary, so it wasn't that far.
Okay.
And I checked out the Power Rangers. I picked those up. And as soon as before I left, I sent you a message and I said, "Hey, this is the address. Come check out these turtles."
Okay.
Not really. I didn't realize what was there for turtles.
Okay. I know.
But I
this
got
one.
them I get the Power Rangers I got for a song. So I was like, all right, she's willing to work. Get down
Yeah.
here. And then you went down, and do you remember what you found in there?
Well, so this was a time, just for context, I had like lost my job
Mhm.
and I was like buying and selling toys full time, like kind of like I was trying to like, get on Craigslist, buy some collections. And this is, before there was like, toys were, a little bit more popular, but before like the major toy boom.
Yeah.
But a lot of people were starting to watch like Pawn Stars and stuff. So people started kind of like thinking maybe their stuff was worth more than it was. But I remember showing up and it was like I remember a clear plastic bin of vintage turtles. And I think I probably gave her maybe 30 or 40 bucks. It was like not a whole lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
And inside of this bin, unbeknownst to us, was a complete undercover Leonardo, which is poignant for me because actually I don't like it, but everybody on my channel calls me the Leonardo because they're like, because you suck and you're always yelling at everybody. But it was a loose complete with the trench coat, with the coin, with all the weapons, and I listed it on eBay thinking there wasn't any like sold listings, and I was like, I think this one's more rare. And I think at the time, I think I maybe got 250 bucks, which was the most money I'd ever had in my life. But shit, which is not good considering I was, 27 or whatever. But it was insane. I was like, I can't believe. And then I was like, the collector in me was like, I wish I should hold on to this thing. But like, what does an undercover Leo go for now?
Now,
Loose,
probably $1,000.
$1,000.
Yeah, because I sold I think I sold one maybe 2 years ago. No accessories, no coat, just the hat because the hat's molded on those figures, and I got $500 for no accessories.
Wow. Well, let's go ahead and shout out Black Phoenix. He's a member of the channel. He's getting a shout out tonight. All right, there you go. There you go. That's all you got to do is ask and beg, and we'll do it.
That's it.
It's not my channel. If this is my channel, I'll be like, oh, sorry.
We don't do that here.
Yeah, I'm on Jay's channel. And I think, last time we talked about this, John, I went back into my email. I have the same email address, and I found my emails to you, some of my old emails.
Seriously?
Isn't that crazy? John, what's your last name again?
LaBelle.
Okay. John, L-A-B.
Lebel. Same forwards and backwards.
Oh, that's interesting. Pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know if I'll find it right now, but a couple of months ago, I looked and I found sent emails to you from 2012.
That is crazy.
Isn't that insane? Here we go. I have an email to you from May 27th, 2012. Subject line: Star Wars lot, and it's just a link to Craigslist. Hey, I remember this too. By the way, everyone's like, "What is this?" These guys are just reminiscing. We're gonna get to some news. Don't worry. I remember one time hitting you up and be like, "Yo, look at this lot of Migos," and I think you were selling them. And you're like, "Those are mine." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Think I can make money off this?
Yeah, think I could flip these? You're like, not for me. So, anyway, so John, how's your week? You were off last week. You've returned.
Mhm.
How's your week in toys going?
It's going well. It's busy. I bought a couple collections
Oh, nice.
before I left town, and while I was gone, they were showing up, which that makes me so nervous because
Right.
there was like 6 boxes all in total. It was like over 300 pounds of
Okay.
loose figures.
Oh,
And
wow.
that just drives me crazy because I had no choice but to leave town. It
Right.
wasn't anything nefarious, but I had stuff to do.
Right.
So, you don't want stuff to be just showing up at your house.
No,
So,
no.
my brother-in-law came and took care of it for me. So now I'm just kind of making up all my time going through that, and it is so one collection was over 150 25th anniversary style Joes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All loose, and the seller bagged them all up, all the figures individually, and then just bagged all the accessories individually.
That sounds like something I would do.
So going over 100, it was 154 figures
Okay.
of just sorting all those accessories,
Wow.
etc. And then the other collection was there was probably like 400 figures of loose Legends, loose NECA Turtles, McFarlane DC Origins, and again, the guy just filled up all the accessories in Ziploc bags and bagged all the figures individually. So it takes days of just sorting it before I can actually put it in my store. So anybody wants to know like how I just get good at Stump John, it's when I get a gallon bag of accessories that I don't know what 3/4 of it is.
You're forced. It's not by your choice. And so you bought a couple collections and you're sorting through anything like any like rare find stuff you didn't think was going to be in there, or you're pretty much on the up and up.
There was a few things that wasn't the collection that had all the Marvel stuff and NECA and all that. Like it was a very vague description. It was almost like, this is the amount of figures, this is what I collected, and this is how much. But when I opened it, like there was some surprises in there.
Oh, I love that. That's amazing.
Years ago, back in 2018, when I sold my collection, like I had a pretty good Hot Toys collection.
Okay.
And I haven't gotten anything yet. Like since then, I haven't replaced any of my Hot Toys.
Okay.
So in this collection, right on top of one of the boxes, I was like unbelievably surprised because this was not described when I bought the collection, but it's Iron Man 3 Mechanic Tony Stark.
Oh, wow.
So this is one of the ones that I had.
Interesting.
So just like getting him, like it was right on top of the box, all bubble wrapped. I had no idea it was going to be in there with all of his accessories. And I'm like, this is fate. Like this is going to reboot the Hot Toys.
That's amazing. Also, I love Iron Man 3, which is a pretty controversial opinion to some people. So are you like see, God, get us together. We'll be talking about Iron Man 3 all night.
And I think I like it also more because my wife likes it. Like,
right. You can enjoy it with her.
Right. Like I'll come home and she'll have an Iron Man movie on. Like
that's awesome.
That wouldn't happen probably with any other comic movies outside of Keaton Batman.
Well, I walked in on Abby watching Avatar the other day, and I was like, "What is happening?"
What's happening?
She was
I've never seen Avatar. I'm sorry.
It's bad, but she turned it off. She was like, "This is a joke movie. I was just doing a fun gag." I, like,
I knew you were coming home, just making a joke.
Right? She's like, "Oh, you're on your way home? Let me put on Avatar real quick." Well, that's awesome. So, is it getting you itchy for some more Hot Toys?
It is. I had the 66 Batman and Robin. I'd really like to get them back, but they're stupid expensive now.
Yeah, I've been kind of thinking of, you can kind of see behind me, I've got a few Hot Toys. So right there, I've got my Dark Knight Rises Christian Bale with the Bat Pod, and I've got I've got Anne Hathaway, Catwoman, and Bane coming. So it's getting me, and I know they're about to put out that Batman '89 stuff again, and I'm sure the Flash is going to have. I mean, don't you need John, an updated Michael Keaton, like an old man Michael Keaton 89 Batman hot toy. That sounds like something we need.
I do. I have the quarter scale NECA.
Okay, that's cool.
89 Keaton. But yeah, I do want a actual, like, I want the Hot Toys old man Keaton.
Happy. That's my business. That's really funny. Angry Elf says Hot Toys is a drug I can't afford anymore. That's always bad when the drug, your addiction, you get priced out of it, and that's when you start having to go. You start buying a lot of third party, 1/6 scale. And John, let me ask, how do you feel about that? It feels like there's more and more like non-licensed but pretty decent Hot Toy style figures hitting the market.
I'm okay with it, only because it seems like a lot of the I would say that the higher end stuff, because there are some pretty crappy 6 scale figures, but it seems like some of the higher end stuff is figures that Hot Toys isn't getting to.
Right, exactly.
Like the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. There's some third party versions of that are fantastic.
I'm on record. And another thing I get yelled at a lot. I really like that movie.
I love that movie.
See, John, I knew this was fate. Tonight we start our new channel called We Like Todd Phillips the Joker movie. But oh man. Well, we're going to be plussing in a special guest here in just 1 minute. So, John, before we do that though, any other like fun finds in your hauls?
Yeah, I mean, so we're just going to get into the hauls real quick. And I'm going to save everything else for next week when Jay's here.
Okay, cool.
But this, I actually sent you a picture of it earlier.
Oh,
this I'm like so excited for this.
Okay.
I never thought I would ever have it.
Okay.
The Diamond Select Firehouse facade.
Look at that. Diamond Select Ghostbusters 2 series facade. For those who don't remember, that was like a build-a diorama. The pieces came with each figure, and I imagine it's pretty pricey now, right?
Yeah, they're going for about $500.
That's insane. Okay. Very cool.
I did not pay anywhere near that.
Good. That's a great pickup, though. I mean, that's such a good display. Mm-hmm. Even if you display it with like Matty Collector figures or Hasbro or Diamond Select, like it's all good.
The guy that I got this from, he has the Mezco set.
Okay.
That he's holding it for me. He sent me a picture of it already. It's unused, but when I went and picked this up, he couldn't remember where he put the Mezco set because he's moving. So I'm like, well, I'll get this right now. I'm here anyway. When you find the Mezco stuff, let me know.
That's amazing. I've been thinking about Diamond Select Ghostbusters a lot lately because I sold all of mine and now I'm wanting to go back and get some of it. John, and I don't know if you don't, I'm not, they're asking where they can find your store. Do you have like an eBay store? Like, how does this work?
Oh yeah, you can go to if you want to go to my eBay store directly, you can just go to smallplasticheroes.com. And that will just URL forward you right to my eBay store.
Sweet. Yeah. And we know Jay doesn't let you plug that. So feel free all night, plug your stuff. And Jay didn't even I was going to talk about where Jay was, but like nobody knows. So like he's just gone.
I know he didn't tell me where he's going. You told me where he is.
Yeah.
But maybe he's keeping it secret for now.
I don't know. Justin Mohan says, Craig, I just want to say I thought your retro Mattel Ghostbusters were cool and I didn't know they existed and I will be buying them. Well, thank you. I'm doing a series on Matty Collector on the Toy Anxiety channel, but referring to Matty Collector as retro figures that people didn't know about is just making me feel so old.
It's not that long ago.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. Well, it's getting there, though. I mean, I'll put it this way. It was to celebrate the Ghostbusters 25th anniversary, and next year is the 40th. So,
oh, my God.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that insane?
I still feel like I'm a kid. Like, I still feel like I'm in my 20s.
Me too, except for when I wake up in the morning, I feel like I'm about to fall apart. But that's a different story. Hey, let's go ahead and plus in a special guest. Should we do that?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Joining me from, my channel. It's an invasion all the way from Vancouver, British Columbia. It's the Dole Man.
The Dole.
Ryan Dole, what's up, dude?
Hey guys, what's going on? I heard you guys talking some hot toys, some DC there. I thought maybe I'd just quickly pop in and defend you guys. Actually, I think Joker's a masterpiece of cinema that everyone should respect, and shit's good. I think we need some hot toys. I think we need versions of it. I want to have him in the shower. I want him in the hot tub, and I want him shirtless dancing.
So wait a minute. Was there a hot tub scene in that movie? I don't remember that. Bathtub.
Or maybe it's just a bathtub. It's a hot tub for us poor people that live in apartments. That's how we do things.
Anything can be a hot tub when you're poor.
That's right. If you put hot water in it, it's a hot tub.
Ryan, you're becoming quite the celebrity in the world of toys and toy YouTube. You're just popping in, showing. You never know when you're going to show up. You're like Sting coming in from the rafters. This is
coming
great.
in from the rafters. Yeah, it's true. I don't mean to, but I keep getting invited on. People keep sending me links, and I'm like, well, I'm just going to click it.
Just gonna click it and see what happens.
I don't know whose show I'm on today. It's like, what are we talking about? Eternia? Sure,
I had one.
Ryan, how's your weekend going?
It's good. I held a baby goat today. It was really cute. You could see if you go to Ryan Dole 31 on Instagram. I'm gonna plug that. It's you could see me hold a baby goat.
Nice.
Life was good.
There you go.
Right. Awesome. So I was doing some stuff for the Jeffries coming up next month.
Yeah, plug. February 14th.
Another little cheap plug over at the Toy Anxiety channel.
Valentine's Day, we're going to do the Jeffries, which is our big annual award show. It's going to be amazing. Stay tuned for more details in the next couple days.
Show your love the right way by joining us over in Toy Anxiety.
There you go.
Showing our love for toys and the industry.
February 14th. We've got a super chat here. Thank you so much. From Rick Shattered Glass Jazz. He says, this week I grabbed a boxed Fright Zone Slime Pit and Mantisaur for my Motu collection. Grabbed Mondo 1/6 Merman, both Hordax and both Scareglows. Just a great week for toys and playsets. That is some haul right there.
That is a big haul. That is a pretty penny too.
That's like divorce papers level haul.
Oh.
If you're getting a
that's the one thing I love about the new HasLab Proton pack. It's expensive, but it's not like you spent $1,500
right
and divorce papers to build one.
Right.
Yeah. That was a common thing. It seemed like in the Ghostbusters community there for a while. It's like, you're spending too much time doing this. Maybe we should get a divorce, seeing as you like playing Ghostbusters more.
Yeah, John.
I'm not going to shout out anybody, but you know him from Ghost Heads.
Stop, John. Did you get one of those Proton packs?
I absolutely did. Yeah,
man. Are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying it?
Mm-hmm. It seems it's too much. Like it's too good for what we paid.
That never happens in toys. It's usually the exact opposite. So it's usually I paid $30 for this as it falls apart in your hands. Well, listen. The reason why. The chat's really funny. I can't highlight some of these things, but it's really funny. So the reason why Ryan's here is because we got some news as teased in the thumbnail there. We've got some McFarlane news, some Dick.
Yeah, I saw the Dick signal in the sky.
Some Dick Grayson. Now, Ryan,
someone was like, hey, we need to talk Dick.
When did you get that Dick signal installed, Ryan? I forget when that was.
Oh, I was born with it. I was born this way, Craig. You don't choose this life. Dick life chooses you.
All right. Well, as long as oh man, what am I doing here? I don't know how to do any of this. Share screen, don't show these. I'm in like a new thing here. Here we go. Okay. As long as we're all on the same page there and we understand about that Dick Grayson life. Okay, so let's talk about this. McFarlane reveals, there we go, the new gold label Dick Grayson Classic Robin. And by the way, folks, it's been kind of a slow news week. So this was like the biggest piece of news besides some unfortunate stuff we'll talk about a little bit later.
I think Todd does this on purpose.
All right, walk me through it. Walk me through Todd's mind because I don't understand it.
He does announce something every week, whether it's Spawn related, dragons, superpowers, even though like you could tell he's had a slow week.
Right.
if he's announcing superpowers that have already hit the shelves. Right? That's how you know it's an actual slow week. Because Todd will usually announce or show something new at least once a week.
Right.
Somehow,
no, you're right.
someway.
You're right.
Yeah.
And also, like John, we talk a lot on Toy Anxiety about how, regardless of your opinions on, Todd McFarlane and some of the, hits and misses, like that product gets out there quickly, and it's the price point it's still affordable to buy, a 6-7 inch McFarlane action figure. We've been trying to figure out how this whole time. We haven't figured it out yet. Do you know the answer?
I have no idea. The magic, because the amount of like you said, the amount of product that he has out, whether it's in the regular action figure aisle or the collector aisle,
right,
or now that he's sort of overseeing DC collectibles, DC Direct statues. Yep. I mean, I don't know how big companies like the major companies are in such a standstill with half their product, and then McFarlane, it's like there's a nonstop even flow of just everything release. Whether
he's
it's
Canadian. He just uses that politeness, and he's just like,
yeah. I mean, somebody had a good point here. Doomed says the answer, he's a private company, doesn't answer to shareholders, and that's true. I mean, it is a privately owned company. He can, have a full control over his manufacturing with probably, not as much red tape and bureaucracy and all of that. But it's still it's even as more impressive that he's an independent company who can get that much shelf space at major retailers, because there's a lot of Batman. Like, well, besides the fact that at Walmart, I don't know about you guys, but our Walmarts, they don't know where to put the superpowers, so they're all over the toy aisle. They're like a little bit over here, a little bit over there.
Yeah.
I love it though. I'm thankful for that, actually.
Ryan, let's talk about this classic Dick Grayson. I know you're not all in by any means on McFarlane DC Multiverse, but what are your first impressions of this figure?
Instant buy.
Wow.
It's an instant buy.
Okay, all right.
If there's one thing I love, it's booty shorts and pixie boots on my sidekicks. I revel in them, man. I love them. I don't have the classics one. The classics one, I never found it. Well, I just never found classics in general. But I love this Robin. And on top of this too, for anyone who hasn't really noticed, I haven't seen people even really talk about it. This is the Jim Lee classic Dick Grayson Robin from All-Star Batman.
Okay.
Right? I'm the goddamn Batman. It's that Robin.
That Robin. Wow.
And you could tell by the giant R on the chest and just the head sculpt. It looks exactly like how Jim Lee draws him. So it's an amazing likeness, if you're going to call it that. But this is great. I would love more. I would love Teen Titans. Give me a whole team of the classic, like Speedy, Aqualad, Wonder Girl. Give me the Teen Titans that go with this. I ask for things all the time from Todd. It's rarely that I get them, but he did give me superpowers. He did give me Nightwing, and he is giving me this. So now we can just start making some women. I think we're going to be fast tracking really quick.
Well, don't get your hopes up. Although I did buy a superpowers Wonder Woman this week. Although Todd was probably like, I was thinking maybe we just change the name to Wonder. Let's not give it away, because like let's say kid gets like all straight A's and B's, like straight A's and B's, and he brings
Wonder
it home.
Cyborg.
And he gets to get a gift, and his mom gives him a Wonder Woman figure. He's gonna burn the house down.
By hell or hot water, dude, I swear, I'm making this vow right now. I am getting Todd McFarlane on either Gotham City Tonight, live on Wednesday nights. Look it up.
Yes.
Or on Toy Anxiety.
Let's do it.
Or on Geek Dad Life. I'm on here damn enough that I could probably get him on this show too.
Yep.
I would love to get him. I would love to pick his brain and do like a 1 year later of that conversation to see how things have changed.
They haven't.
They have a little in some aspects. They kind of have. Like since then, we've gotten Batgirl figures. We've seen now Catwoman figures. Even if it's not like we're getting Nightfall Catwoman. We got Arkham City Catwoman that should be out, that's been out for a while.
Sure.
Where it's slowly happening, but it's happening. So I would love to see. I'd love to have that conversation with them.
Toy Sorceress wants you to bring up this. We want Hawkman, Aquaman, and Firestorm superpowers, please.
Absolutely, we do. I do. I absolutely do. I would love. Again, I love, if anyone who doesn't follow Toy Otter on Instagram, follow him as well. He has got a huge knowledge of superpowers, and he's been kind of like recreating the fourth and fifth waves of superpowers and what they would look like, and it's amazing. So.
That's an awesome follow on Instagram. I've been really amazed at that stuff. John, for reference, do you collect any of this McFarlane DC Multiverse stuff?
Yeah, when he started with that the Detective 1000, Action Comics 1000, Batman and Superman, like I started from that point, his first wave.
Okay.
And then I was just all in. Like there was not a figure that I missed up until I think the Dark Knight Rises with the Build-A-Horse. So like
right. Yeah.
I feel like I was probably like 50 figures in.
Okay.
And 40 of those were Batman. And as much as I love Batman, like it was just overwhelming. Like I just said, I got to stop.
Yeah.
This is getting stupid and out of hand.
It's too much.
And then I purged everything. I purged it all. And now I'm kind of going back and just keeping recollecting some of it. Like I needed perspective. I needed to get out of that. I needed to get out of the mindset of because it was new Batman or new DC at retail.
Right.
When the last good DC at retail was DC Classics. And even the last few years of that, like the Clayface wave was good, but then the Killer Croc wave was meh. There was a wave with the Rookie was okay. There was the Lobo Build-A-Figure wave. That was okay. But DC Classics before Mattel DC Multiverse, like the DC Classics stuff was awesome.
Yeah.
So when McFarlane started, I'm like, all right, well, this is kind of a fresh start, a new scale, 7 inches. I'm just going to keep it going. But then it was nothing but Batman and Bat Family.
Or DC Metal.
Right. And DC Metal.
A lot of DC Metal.
I never read that series. I subscribed to it. I had all the issues because I was, I told the comics shop to keep adding them to my box. And I went and picked it up. and I never,
like this?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I never read any of it. And then I sold all that unread. And then I was just buying all the figures. I'm like, these figures look awesome. Like that Devastator figure. That figure was amazing. The Batman with the Plastic Man guitar. I love that figure.
Dude, that's a great figure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
A couple things.
It was just out of hand, and I got rid of it. So now I'm going back with perspective and just buying a few here and there.
So John, I love that because I've been known to do this exact same thing where you're I've bought and sold a complete classified collection multiple times. I just sold all my Black Series figures. And I do understand that thing though, because once you cleanse and clear it out, you do get a little bit of a perspective. Like I can't say I'm never going to buy a Black Series figure again. I don't really want to. I'm having a lot more fun with the vintage collection figures and the 90s and vintage stuff. But when it comes to, the DC McFarlane multiverse, I sold it all, but now I'm like, ooh, I really want that Batman Beyond figure again because it was a great figure, and like it would be cool to when the Flash figures come out, maybe pick up some of those movie figures or rebuy the Robert Pattinson Batman and some of the classic that Hush Batman looks great, and this Robin looks great, and I agree with you is what I'm saying. I like this idea of gaining perspective by purging first. That's pretty cool.
Take a step back and reevaluate. And I think that's kind of what I've been doing too with McFarlane as well, which is why I kind of focus more on like just get the characters you love. Obviously, like I'm going to get this, but at the same time, I've been really big on getting any Superman figure that doesn't have side eye painted on.
Right.
Because again, I always find that it's so rare, such a rare treat to get Superman toys and modern ones.
Right.
That I get kind of excited when I see the big S Shield and Lex Luthors and Superboys, and it's just like,
I mean, that Batman.
Okay, I need a Lois.
All the Superman figures McFarlane has done have been great. Like, he's doing a great job.
Yeah.
Except for maybe the animated series ones. Those are a little wackadoodle, but whatever.
I agree. Yep.
Hey, John and Ryan, you might know as well. Has the DC, the Mattel DC, what was it called? The DC Multiverse, that line, has it?
That was their last line.
Have those increased in value at all? Is there nostalgia for those yet, or not so much?
There's some here and there. Many of them have either kept their original retail price or a little bit lower.
Okay, gotcha.
But there's there was an Alfred figure that was part of the Killer Croc Build-A-Figure wave that came with 3 alternate heads, and that's a great Alfred figure because you could have the 89 Keaton version of Alfred,
right?
And the one, I think one was like at the animated style of Alfred.
Oh,
and
right.
One was somebody else. I can't remember.
This was late in the line. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Batman 89. It was comic book Alfred, and animated. It was those 3 heads that came into one, and that one was cool. I wanted that. I never found that either, man. I don't know what it was with Mattel figures. I had so much trouble finding them. Like, it was bonkers until Wonder Woman came out. Then I had my pick.
What about the Matty Collector DC line? That era, has that stuff increased, kind of like the Masters of the Universe stuff, or not so much?
Some of it has. If it was a figure that it had its first shot in the classics or the DC classics sort of style, like Poison Ivy is a great figure from that series because they had gone 5 years without doing a Poison Ivy figure. Some of them, like Rocket Red, that's a great figure. Trying to think of what else was in there. I think
Huntress
that was the first
one.
Huntress, yeah. Yep.
Aquaman with the hook and the long hair, and Doomsday.
Oh yeah, Doomsday, because you can get him in the containment suit or whatever, like just
shredded. Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know how else to put it. Yeah.
Those figures are super expensive now.
Yeah. And the Doomsday came out because it was I think we were at the 25th anniversary of Death of Superman.
Yep.
God, it was 30th anniversary in November, which is,
Hey, you know what? I love the Death of Superman. How am I going to put my kids through college without buying a couple of those bad boys?
I made armbands for fan-made packs too. Same thing.
Soulcraft says, I don't like that the classic Robin is an exclusive.
Oh,
yeah. I was going to say that.
What's an exclusive to?
McFarlane store.
Oh, because sometimes these gold ones are sometimes they're an Amazon.
Sometimes they're Walmart.
Yeah. So it's a gold label McFarlane store exclusive, which I thought when he first started doing gold labels, that was like the Chase figures where it was either like that almost like pewter or gray style or just an off color. But now he's doing gold label is just figures that have no other variant version.
Right.
But
yeah.
Another thing is I don't think that the McFarlane store ships international.
Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah. But other than that, it shouldn't be
I'll
too
be going
hard.
to you guys, I guess.
Have they put out an accompanying Batman for this figure?
Not yet.
Mm-mm.
Not yet. Damn.
The Hush one might be the closest because it's a Jim Lee, but there's still a certain particular look to Jim Lee's All-Star Batman.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And if we're getting this Robin, if we get that Batman, I can guarantee you, without a shadow of a doubt, with a tear in my eye, that we are going to get shirtless Joker with the dragon tattoo on the back. I guarantee it.
I love the girl with the shirtless Joker dragon tattoo. That's my favorite movie. How'd you know that? That's awesome.
But I could also see him doing a exclusive repaint of that Batman in all yellow as well.
Okay.
Because for Craig, for you to fansplain to you,
please fansplain me.
he Green Lantern's like only weakness is the color yellow because the color wheel and all that.
Gotcha.
So Batman, in order to kick Green Arrow's ass, he just paints himself all yellow.
Classic
Batman.
He's just like, Alfred, come here. Yes, Master Wayne. Paint me yellow.
Get this spot on my back.
Paint me yellow, Alfred. Are you sure you want to do this, Master Wayne? Yes. More yellow. Anyways. That's great. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know when this goes on sale. Pretty soon.
I think pre-order is the 7th on the McFarlane store.
A couple weeks. Yeah.
But yeah, you're right, Ryan. Like McFarlane's putting out new figures every week. And like I didn't pick them up because I was in a rush, which is no excuse, but I've been kind of almost 80% all in. So 80% in on the McFarlane Batman 66 line. I'm not buying
those
the black.
Great too.
They're amazing. I'm not buying the black and white variants.
I think those are so redundant and weird.
Yeah.
Because it's the opposite of what that show represents.
It's that's for a very specific subset of collectors who grew up in the 60s watching that show but did not have a color TV. They're like, that's my Batman 66.
Yeah, boomers are collecting those.
Yeah, it's a total boomer brand, and I love it. But I mean, I saw.
Can we start referring to things like that from now on? Like,
boomer
I
brand.
want a NECA Kurt Russell from the computer that wore tennis shoes.
Boomer brand.
Boomer brand.
I mean, it's getting to the point where, like, some of the, people start talking about Big Jim and, some of the early 70s stuff. If someone's like, hey, do you like Mego Planet of the Apes? You're like, Boomer brand. Okay, what? What?
Didn't you buy that set, Craig? The one that had Big Jim or Pulsar and the other guy?
I did. It was my boomer move of the year. I actually bought 2 of them. Can you believe that?
We call it a boomerang.
Because I did a boomerang at San Diego Comic-Con because I wanted that set and I ordered it online because I didn't think I was going to get into the Mattel store. And then I did. So I ended up with 2. I sold one on eBay, lost money on it. But yeah, I was like, oh, sweet. They're finally making Pulsar and a 5-inch action figure. Hey, Craig, tell me one thing about Pulsar. It's a 5-inch action figure now because of the San Diego Comic-Con. And then I'm like, boomerang. You just got boomerang.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Anyways, yeah. Well, anything else on DC, McFarlane, or Robin?
Well, before I head out, first off, just want to say thank you for letting me be here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's a very beautiful figure. So if you're able to get it, because maybe this means we'll get more kind of Teen Titans. Maybe this will show them that, hey, people are interested in this kind of stuff. So if you are interested, you are able to get it, or have a friend in the States that's able to get it for you if you don't live there, hit them up and ask if this is the time to ask a favor. This is the time to call a friend. Also, I am going to plug Gotham City Tonight one more time.
Go for it.
Just look me up on YouTube, Gotham City Tonight, and next week is going to be a big week because we only have 2 days left of January, which means James Gunn has to do his slate announcement. So there's going to be a lot of talk. I know it's going to end up being on Tuesday when we got Toy Anxiety, and I'm going to have the busiest day ever. So anyways, I digest. Check out Gotham City Tonight. I'm excited for all the movie news. I'm excited to watch the rest of this episode. And thank you for letting me be on here to talk Dick and DC and all that stuff, because I love doing it. I'm always happy to be here.
Yeah, thanks for filling in for me last week. And
my pleasure.
Congrats on the retribution of your stumping. That was
oh dude. Are you doing it tonight, Craig?
Yeah. We got a submission for Stump John. I got 6 bad boys. Not boys. I have nothing. I got 6 from Adam Fink.
Craig, wait till you're in the hot seat. You're gonna forget every toy you ever knew.
Mhm.
No. I'm doing it for John. There's
No, I know, but I'm saying I know you're doing it to jump. I'm saying if you ever end up in the hot seat,
I wouldn't
it
know.
is.
I'm
it's
so
hard.
bad in that. You can show me pictures of my family members, but
Well, dude, I know that
I
like
know I've seen
Abby's
this
done
person
Stump
before.
Craig on his own collection,
yeah,
where you haven't been able to name things in your own collection.
yeah,
So
it's insane.
which is great. But anyways, I'm out of here. You guys have the most fun night. Have a great show.
Bye, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Bye.
Matt Hatter said that he was banned from Gotham City tonight. So
What happened?
I think it's all in fun. But you never know with Ryan. It's Ryan. Glad I know
Marvel.
If anybody wants to know where else they can find Ryan, they can find him Tuesday nights on Toy Anxiety, as well as Gotham City Tonight every week on his Batman channel. That dude loves DC and Batman more than any human being I've ever met, which is nothing but respect. Okay, so before we move on here and get to Stump John and all that, I think we got to talk about this, and it's such a bummer. But we have to, right? We gotta talk a little Hasbro, and we'll do some bummer news, and then we'll do some of their better news, and then we'll move on. So this is happening with a lot of companies. Unfortunately, it's now happening with Hasbro. It was announced this week that hold on, let me get rid of these ads and all this stuff here. Sorry, Hasbro. They really want me to know the weather in wherever that is.
Oh, that's because I'm on. So
that's
Massachusetts.
Finally, I know what the weather is going to be like in whatever, Martha's Vineyard and Pawtucket, Rhode Island. Okay, Hasbro is laying off 1,000 workers to cut costs. I don't remember, 15% of its global full-time workforce. This was being blamed on slow Q4 sales and underperformance of the brands in general. I don't even know. Like, there's nothing to say other than this really sucks, and it's a bummer. And I'm going to try to bite my lip and not go on some sort of political rant or anything like that. But John, what does it make you feel when you read this kind of news?
It sucks for all the people losing their jobs.
Right.
But if Hasbro says it's because of poor performance or poor sales, that's their own fault.
Right.
It's the all over the price spectrum, like vintage collection figures, for instance, anywhere from $15 to $35 for a 4-inch figure. There's no good price structure.
Right.
So that, and we can't say like, well, it's all collector base or anything like that.
No,
because they
sure.
have plenty of child and kid brands and other
huge
products.
company.
But when they come out and they just say it's because of poor performance, or it could be mostly because of poor performance, well, look at your price structuring. It's terrible compared to what other companies are offering.
Yeah. Let's see. Hasbro chief executive Chris Cox, moving on, said the toy maker will focus on fewer, bigger brands, gaming, digital, and our rapidly growing direct-to-consumer and licensing businesses. So to me, it sounds like the big bet for them is probably still on their bigger brands, and licensing. And I don't necessarily think this is going to affect, the stuff that we're really into a whole lot. But I don't know. It's Hasbro. It's the biggest toy company in the world. They probably have certain pieces of the puzzle that are underperforming. They made that big investment into like those entertainment. They were going to try to become like a film studio pre-COVID, and let's read a little bit more here. What do we got? Some funny something to highlight here.
Oh no! When you brought that up, the being like a film studio, it just made me remember back when they had like their shareholder meetings, not last year, like the year before, when they're like, oh, we're doing Mask and Visionaries, and they unloaded this huge slate that we've just never heard anything about again.
Right. Yeah, that's a big thing. I mean, remember when Disney during the COVID, Disney Plus announced like 20 Star Wars shows that
Mhm.
and a movie? None of it ever happened.
None of it happened.
They should have. If I was them, if they knew that stuff wasn't going to happen, I would just been like, "Oh, we're doing Harrison Ford's coming back for a young Han Solo animated series. Cool," but it's never going to happen.
Mhm.
All right. Hasbro's consumer products division performed poorly in the final 3 months of 2022 against the backdrop of a challenging holiday consumer environment. So you're going to see a lot of these companies blaming COVID and all sorts of stuff. But like, you kind of nailed it on the head. Like when this kind of stuff happens, like the reason is, first of all, poor forecasting, right? Like the company is either overestimating certain pieces of the business or underestimating certain pieces of the business. And they're spending too much money in the wrong places. And this is all to appease stockholders, right?
Yep.
This is only they're saying, oh, we're going to save $300 million by 2025. That is to ensure that their stock doesn't drop. And it's a bummer because, this is not really about toys or toy collectors. Like this isn't like they're not going to come on the middle of a Star Wars stream and like remove the Star Wars marketing team and replace them with new marketing people. Like this is going to affect 1,000 people are going to lose their jobs. And that's a bummer. Like we're going to be fine as toy collectors. But if you work for Hasbro and you're in, one of these departments that they've earmarked as expendable, it's going to be really tough for you, and we hate that.
Yeah. Hasbro will keep their performing brands going at at whatever cost, really, because when they have to show their numbers and say, well, all these brands they haven't fallen behind, look how strong G.I. Joe is doing after a pretty long hiatus. Just look at the stuff that's doing strong.
Sure.
Don't pull out any of your money. Just keep it going.
It says right here, the role-playing unit for Wizards of the Coast, digital gaming, Hasbro Pulse, and licensing business posted strong fourth quarter growth. So this is not about Star Wars and Marvel and G.I. Joe and Ghostbusters and Indiana Jones. This is about, whatever else Hasbro makes. I don't even know what do they make? Easy bake ovens? I don't even know what Hasbro's brands are.
They do still board games, anything. I couldn't tell you what else they do.
I know because we're toy collectors. Like, wow, this is because that new 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi Boba Fett on the 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi Boba Fett packaging is $34. This is why it's happening. Lucha Johnny, let's see here. Is HasLab considered Hasbro Pulse? Yeah, I think for sure I think the HasLab project, that is a really, it says in the article they're going to focus on direct to consumer. I would predict we're going to see more HasLabs more often for less impressive items.
That's going to be the cost of doing business now.
Yeah,
it's us funding the projects.
Yep. Yeah.
And say what you will about the big corporation with $1 billion in the bank, but they don't want to put the money anymore to make these things.
I mean, and as toy collectors, we got to be honest. It's hard to get that shelf space. And think about the last couple vintage collection, vehicles. Think about those X-Wings they put out. Think about the AT-STs. They don't move. You can say it's because of the price or whatever, but they just sit there. Times are changing. It sucks and it's unfortunate. And I could be one of those other type of toy YouTubers who, listen, do I think all corporations are evil? Yeah, basically. But Hasbro happens to be the ones making the Star Wars figures, and they have forever. So like I'm limited in my options here if I still want my Star Wars toys.
Right.
John, are you there's a Star Wars live stream this week, and they're teasing a big announcement. People are speculating it could be a HasLab. Do you have any thoughts on what that might be?
Yeah, Ewok Village.
HasLab, you think
Ewok
so?
Village.
You think so? Okay, you're on with Ewok Village.
Only because they did the bunker playset.
Right.
Anniversary of Jedi.
Yep.
Vintage collection stuff does well.
Sure.
Collectors have been begging for an Ewok Village playset. The Star Wars team needs a win, big time.
Oh, they do. They do. They really
they
do.
just need one that's in the bag right away.
Yeah.
And I really think if they do an Ewok Village, like load it out with like traps for the ATSTs. It's a home run.
I think it's a home run too. And I think besides Ewok Village, the only other thing that comes to mind that Star Wars fans have been wanting forever is that like a vintage collection Death Star play set.
Mm-hmm.
Having said those two things, I have this gut feeling, going back to the thing I just said, I was going to talk about this on Tuesday on Toy Anxiety. We're going to start seeing more HasLabs more often for less impressive things. I would not be surprised if they rolled out a vintage collection N1 Starfighter from The Mandalorian, which by all accounts should be like an $80 vehicle or a $75 vehicle that you get at GameStop. I could see them because they know it, because they've already set a precedent. I mean, isn't the new Transformers HasLab fairly cheap? $170 or something like that?
Less than 200.
Less than $200. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think the N1 Starfighter is going to now that you mentioned, it's probably going to be the next HasLab project. They're going to have to drop that before season 3, the next season of Mando.
Yeah. Because for a fact, they say it, they are pushing new entertainment. They don't like, even though nostalgia rules everything, it's all about new.
Yeah. And now that so many other Star Wars projects are canceled, this is like the one. This is the one they're holding on to. They got to get it done.
So I could see that if I was making a top 5 list of what it could be if it is a HasLab. I would say the Starfighter. I would say Ewok Village. I would say Death Star playset. I had this thought the other day. Literally, I woke up in a sweat. Something struck me. Interesting. What if they did a retro Star Wars HasLab?
So just like a reissue of the vintage toy?
Well, in a sense, they did. They're really pushing the retro line. The last Star Wars stream, they said it's going to be a great year for retro collectors. Retro fans have been asking, are you going to put out a land speeder? Are you going to put out an X-Wing? What if they took one of those, what if they did a little bit of like an okey doke basically and said, we're putting out the original Death Star playset. I could see them doing that, but the thing about that, it would have to be, because you could still get a vintage Death Star complete for what? $250, $300?
Yeah, 200.
200. That's the thing that goes against it for me. Unless they did something that was new, like this is a vintage style playset that we never got the first time around. I think this is, I'm not saying it's going to be this. I think it'll be like a wild card, but it did cross my mind.
I think it's 100% feasible of them doing that. Only because, I mean, we do love the retro stuff.
Right.
And if it was a 1-for-1 of the vintage Death Star for, say, $150.
Right.
But it looks great. It's got nice cardboard. It's got good foam. The gun isn't broken. You got the rope. I would probably buy it.
I would probably buy it too, but here's the argument against this. I don't think there's that. Maybe you could speak to it more. I don't think there's as much crossover in retro and vintage collectors with modern TVC 3 3/4 collectors. I think they want their detail, they want their paint jobs, they want their articulation. They don't care about a 5 POA figure that looks like it came out in 1978. It's just like a different mindset. I like it all. That's the problem. I want all of it.
Yeah. I like it all too. Like I love the nostalgia. I love the things that look old.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get it. Like you're modern vintage collection figures would look out of place. It would look no different if you put your vintage collection figures in your actual vintage Death Star playset.
Right.
And it would like, no, this doesn't match. This is like if I put, my GI Joes and my Tonka trucks. It just doesn't match. Like the scale is right, but they don't look good.
I've got my retro Mandalorian figures on display with the Razor Crest, and I'm like, there's more detail in one panel on the Razor Crest than there is on any of these figures. Let's go to the chat for a little bit, and then we'll move on to Stump John, and we'll call it a night. Rick Jones, new Death Star seems more likely. Flash says Yavin base hanger, maybe a Hoth hanger. That would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nerd Room, how popular is the retro Star Wars line? Hard to say. Just anecdotally, the Obi-Wan figures are like, I'll put it this way, they're up for Peg Warmer of the Year. But basically anything from Obi-Wan is not doing that well.
Mm-hmm.
Black Series, Vintage Collection, or the retro figures. But I mean, I think the first couple waves weren't that easy to find.
No. I mean, they still sell well. They don't sell that high or above what they originally retailed for, but they move. Like the Star Wars and Empire figures, they're still moving.
Yeah. I just think there's so much you could. I love that they put out that Tarkin figure. Like that's where I think, like with Ghostbusters, where they're missing. I love the retro Kenner classics, but I'm like, I had this idea. Okay, let me go to this comment first, and I'll tell you about my big idea. It's Ghostbusters related. Toy Sorcerers, Craig, I would totally flip over a retro Star Wars HasLab Over the Moon retro collection Death Star at. Yeah, it'd be awesome. It would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I have this feeling that they're going to re-release the Ecto Glow figures this year. I think that this is not from any kind of inside knowledge or anything like that. I think that if they're going to get the guys out there again, all of the other Ghostbusters series are a little bit more complex and complicated. Fright features, super fright. There's a lot of mechanics involved.
Yep.
You could do Ecto Glow repaints, make them a Hasbro Pulse exclusive, and then do an Ecto Glow Ecto 1.
Mm-hmm.
Do a glow in the dark Ecto 1. I'd buy 5 of those things because it'd be something new to the old line.
Yeah.
I think that's a cool opportunity. I hope they do more, like especially with Star Wars. I hope they put retro figures out for, Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones and all that stuff. I think it's really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I would love some reissue Ecto Glows, because I'll never spend that kind of money for figures for myself.
It's hard. Yeah.
But I mean, one thing that's different, I've never owned one, not even to flip. But is the Proton Stream different on those than the basic Proton pack?
It's not only is it different, all 5 of them are different from each other.
Mm-hmm.
So each Ecto Glow has a unique Proton Stream. So essentially the ends of them kind of have like patterns.
Yeah.
I don't know which one goes with which. I wouldn't even be able to tell you, but yeah.
So even if they did Ecto Glows and just reissued the originals, or the ones that came out last year, but just glow in the dark, it would still leave a little bit of like, there's a difference between a vintage
100%
and
I could totally see them not doing the masks either. Like I could see it being like a Hasbro, like 72% of the way there. Which would be fine. Like I'd be fine with that. Like, yeah,
I'd be totally happy just having something to put in my case.
Right, exactly. Before we move on, how is your Real Ghostbusters collection going? I know a couple months ago you were starting to buy some more of it.
Yeah, it's going great. I think I have all the Ghostbusters teams except for Ecto Glow, and I think I need just the Super Fright features except for Ray.
Okay, cool. So you're doing good.
Yeah, and then past that, I just got to get some more ghosts. I need Terror Tongue, Nasty Neck, and then everything else I need, I think, is just common stuff.
Okay, cool. There was a time where like Terror Tongue, Nasty Neck, and that third one, which one is it? Nasty. I don't know. There's a third ghost in that like series. Those were pretty expensive for a while, but they've come down considerably.
Yeah. They're still pricey. But,
yeah. Well, cool, man. I love it. I love real Ghostbusters. I love, Kenner Ghostbusters, my favorite. I love it. John, do you have anything else that you want to hit on before we move on to the Stump John?
That's all I got. That's all I got today.
That's all you got.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the chat's been on fire tonight. This was a lot of fun. I got to say, thank you guys for letting me crash the party.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah, this is so much fun. I love talking toys. Okay, so let's figure this out here. So our submissions tonight are from Adam Fink. John, do you know who Adam is? Is he bringing the heat, do you believe?
I don't recognize the name unless he goes by somebody else in the chat.
Now, let's see. I don't think that Jay uploaded the Stump John music, but I do have the image. So
did Adam send the answers?
I have the answers.
Okay.
I have it all. I spent some time before we got started. And if you're new to the channel, we do this, or they do this every week. Jeff Morris is impressed that I haven't. I'm a professional. If they tell me not to say the F word, I don't say the F word. I love when people are like, Craig seems sleepy. Come on, I'm fine. I'm not subdued. I'm just trying to be a professional host here. Where is the origin of Stump John? Why'd you guys start doing it?
My wife had mentioned something about me solving this stuff, and that just got the conversation going.
Okay.
And that's it's kind of the end of it. Then Jay just started saying, send things in, tell people.
There you go.
Send pictures in.
Well, here's the graphic. I'm not going to do the whole, I can't beat Jay's radio voice. Okay. But Stump That John, we do it all the time over here every week. User submits accessories from vintage or modern action figures. And
hopefully not too modern, because then I just
right. And then John has to identify them. We have 6 this week. Are you ready?
I'm ready. That's more than normal. This is going to be
huge.
I got good odds though with 6.
All you got to do is get better than 50%. All right. All right. Number 1. Here we go. All right. Here it is.
I already don't know. That is definitely modern. That looks super modern.
Okay. He says super modern. I'm not going to look to the chat here, but so do you want to move on to the next one and maybe come back to this one?
Yeah, let's go to the next one. Let me think about that.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. That's fine. You got 6 chances here. All right. Number 2 on Stump That John.
I have a bad feeling about this, especially after that first one.
Yeah? Oh, no. Is this? I don't think it's the right one. Hold on. Let me figure out what I'm doing here. Oh, there it is. It's 72. Okay. All right. Number 2 on Stump That John. Here we go. All right, John. What is it?
Oh, Jesus. It looks like a blood vial.
Okay.
The only thing I could think of that coming with is something McFarlane.
Okay.
What would something with blood like that come in? Like Tortured Souls, or the Six Faces of Madness series.
No.
Okay.
No,
is it McFarlane?
No.
Okay, then I'm nope. That's a big no. I'm not going to know that one either.
All right. Do you want to come back, or you want to reveal on this one?
Yeah, tell me what that one is.
All right. This is going to be from the 1997 Lost World Jurassic Park Medical Center playset. It is an IV bag container.
I would have never gotten that.
Isn't that insane?
Mm-mm.
Oh, am I supposed to give more hints? Okay, I'll give more hints going forward. Sorry. So there you go. These are tough, man. We're gonna get there. All right. So Let's go to the third one here. All right, here we go. All right.
That's Centurions. Max Ray. Title Blast, maybe.
So you got the line
Or
right.
Is it the? Oh wait. Is it? Does that go to one of Jake Rockwell's?
No, think vehicle.
Mm-hmm. Does he have the character's name that it goes to, or just the?
No, it just says the name of the vehicle.
So
you might have actually gotten it or something.
It's not the Depth Charger. Title Blast.
Let me see if I can help out here.
Or is that a Jake Rockwell vehicle?
I'm not gonna lie. I know less than nothing about Centurion, so I'm just like, yeah, Jake Rockwell.
Yeah. It's not the Wild Weasel. The Detonator.
I mean, I'm giving this one to you because you already got it.
I'm gonna rattle off every Centurions thing there is.
Think buzz. Think something that buzzes.
Something that buzzes. This is just gonna throw my mind. Detonator. Man, I can't think now.
All right. You want to know?
Yeah.
All right. So this is the missile from the Hornet vehicle.
Oh, yeah. It's one of Jake Rockwell's.
Okay. So we're going to give it to you. That's a win right there.
I'll take a point.
He gets a point on that one. That's awesome. Something that buzzes is not a great clue. I should have said something. Yeah, something that stings would have been much better. I got to learn something about Centurions, though, man. Okay, number 4. We're doing good. We're doing okay. Okay. All right. We've made it to the halfway point. Here we go. I went out of order, but I know what this is.
G.I. Joe.
Yep.
It's one of the depth charges from the Killer Whale.
You got it. Exactly. 2
man.
points.
I get those. I get that, and the depth charges from the hydrofoil confused. The hydrofoil has smooth sides on it.
If I had $1 for every time I confuse those things, I would just be swimming under
dollars.
Yeah, I'd have like so many dollars right now. Okay, cool. All right, that was good. All right, so let's go to our next one here. Did those. All right, 2 more to go. I have good feelings about this. All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, here you go.
I didn't know. I have no idea.
No clue.
Nope. Not even. I don't even have a guess. Does it go to a figure or like a play set? Or
I think this is a unruly tough one. It's part of a vehicle.
Okay. I mean, it looks like it would be like a battle damage panel.
Yes.
That you would swap out on something.
Yes.
Is it another Jurassic Park?
No.
Thing? No. Man, I don't know.
Okay, I'll tell you this one. This is a Star Wars Action Fleet TIE Defender damage panel.
The TIE Defender.
Yeah.
Is that the one with 3? It's like it has like interceptor wings, but there's 3 of them.
Yes.
That thing is like crazy rare. I don't think I've ever seen one in person.
Yeah, I don't know. I know
I wouldn't-
nothing
I
about
would've-
actual food. Now he said even in the thing, he said John said he'd never seen one in person. So this is some trickery going on.
So this is on purpose. This is like when they send me Dungeons and Dragons weapons. And
Right,
they know I'm
exactly.
just gonna fail.
Right. Now they're trying to stump you, man. All right, so I think we have one more to go? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Just sighing like, ugh.
I don't know. I can't tell if that's like supposed to be an actual dinosaur or like a
I'll give you it.
Minoc.
Well, you're there.
Is it from Star Wars?
No.
Is this one of those things from Avatar?
No, but it is. You were there when you said it's actual dinosaur. Yeah.
Okay. Is it Jurassic Park?
No.
Is it from Godzilla?
No.
That was
This is
like,
fun. I know why Jay does this.
I think this was one of like those things from like Skull Island.
No, right. No.
Or King Kong.
It's not modern, I'll tell you that much.
It's not modern, but it's a dinosaur thing.
It is a dinosaur thing.
Is it like 90s?
More like 80s? More like pretty. I mean, this is going to be hard to get, but it comes from a pretty famous toy line.
Really?
That is about dinosaurs.
Dino Riders?
It is part of Dino Riders. Yes.
It looks so small.
It is small. It's an accessory basically.
I don't know. I don't know enough Dino Riders.
Oh man.
We're like a dinosaur. I didn't know that there was any dinosaurs that didn't have like a rider, like anything big enough for a rider.
Right. So this is from the Dino Riders Brontosaurus. This is the Ram for Incas. It came with 3 of these that carry missiles.
Wow. Okay. Another one I've never seen in person.
I see the Diplodocus and the T-Rex a decent amount. I've never seen the Brontosaurus. I don't even think it really exists.
I've had one completely naked, no accessories, no anything.
Wow.
And it's humongous.
It's awesome. I loved Dino Riders. It's a line I would love to try to collect, but it's not affordable.
No. Yeah. That's one of the ones if money was no object.
I mean, I feel like there's certain lines, and this is probably a good discussion for another time, where like if you collect Dino Riders, it kind of has to be you can't be like, I collect Dino Riders and a bunch of other stuff.
Right.
It has to be your sole focus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, John, what'd you think about that? Pretty tough?
It was. It was. I'm still thinking about that sword, that flaming sword.
Oh, we never revealed what it was.
No.
All right. Well, sign up to the Geek Dad Life Patreon and we'll give you the answer. No. Let me reshare it. And now remember you said you thought it was modern. Depends on what you consider modern. So this is actually NECA Balrog action figure from 2001. Wait, hold on. It said this is confusing. It says from 2001 Lord of the Rings Toy Biz, but it says NECA. I'm gonna say Toy Biz 2001 Balrog action figure.
It could be NECA.
Did NECA do 2001 Lord of the Rings figures? Let me look it up.
Was NECA around in 2001?
I think so. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. They did this. They did those Tron figures first.
So here, yeah, it's definitely NECA. Maybe he just accidentally put Toy Biz. Let me share this. Hold on.
I wouldn't have gotten that either.
Now, this is a tough one. This also looks like it's a giant, expensive figure. So there you have it. It's
That is enormous.
it's huge, but there's that sword. And it's $950 or best offer.
Our best offer.
So there you go. Wow. Wow.
Nope, wouldn't have gotten that.
Man, tough one. Now, I think Jay sent me. Do you want to do a second round? Or we'll save the ones that Jeffries. I'm thinking about the Jeffries folks. Jay sent me a couple more, but we'll let him save those for next week. I think it was pretty good. No more punishment.
That was because 6. We never do 6. That was heavy.
Okay. We did too many. Okay, cool. Well, John, this was a lot of fun, man. Thanks for doing this.
It was. This is awesome.
Do we want to say goodbye to the chat? Bye chat. I guess that's what I'll say. It's been fun. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't forget to hit the like button. Spread the word on Geek Dad Live. Tune in every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern for Toy Geeks Live. And John, are you anticipating a fun week in toys ahead of you?
I think I'm full of potential. That this is gonna be a good week, I think.
Nice.
And Jay did say that whenever he gets back, we might do whether an After Dark special just to make up for the After Dark void tonight.
Sure.
But we'll do something. We'll figure it out. So keep an eye out.
Beautiful. And I would, be remiss not to plug my own channel. So you can subscribe over at Toy Anxiety on YouTube. We do Toy Anxiety Live every Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And we're just a couple weeks away from the Jeffries, the 3rd annual Jeffrey Awards, which is our big award show. Last year was a lot of fun. I think this year could possibly be even better with some of the stuff I've seen going around. So this was a lot of fun. John, thank you so much. And chat, thank you for having fun tonight and participating. We'll see you next time. For John and Geek Dad Jay, my name is Craig Goldberg. Have a wonderful week. Be safe, be happy, buy a toy. That's all I got.
Everybody have a good night.
Bye, everybody.